If you think the anaconda was the largest snake to ever roam the earth, you're wrong. Today, the green anaconda is one of the largest snakes alive. But 60 million years ago, something far more enormous was moving through the swamps of South America. A snake so massive that even the largest snakes alive today would look small beside it. Its name was Titanoboa, and this wasn't a creature from a legend. It was real, and the fossils it left behind reveal the story of one of the largest snakes the planet has ever known. To understand Titanoboa, we have to go back nearly 60 million years. The dinosaurs were already gone, but South America was entering a completely different chapter. Hot tropical forests covered the landscape. Rivers and swamps stretched through the ancient rainforest. The water was warm, the air was humid, and life was everywhere. Giant turtles moved through the water. Huge crocodilians waded along the riverbanks. Massive fish filled the ancient rivers. And somewhere beneath the surface, Titanoboa was waiting. Titanoboa wasn't just long. It was massive. Scientists estimate that it could reach around 13 meters in length. That's longer than a modern bus. And its body was incredibly heavy. The best-known estimate puts its weight at around 1,100 kilograms. Imagine seeing a snake this size moving through the water. You wouldn't see a thin, fragile animal. You would see a living wall of muscle. But Titanoboa had no need for venom. Its weapon was something much simpler and much more powerful. Its body, like modern boas and anacondas, Titanoboa was a constrictor. When it attacked, it could wrap its enormous body around its prey. Then the coils tightened and tightened. The more the muscles contracted, the less room the prey had to breathe. Titanoboa didn't need to chase its prey for miles. It only needed to get close and make one powerful move. And Titanoboa wasn't the only giant in this ancient world. The waters were filled with enormous animals. Giant turtles moved slowly through the swamps. Huge crocodilians lurked beneath the surface. Large fish swam through the warm rivers. This was an ecosystem built for giants, and Titanoboa was one of its most powerful predators. Scientists believe it may have been capable of attacking very large prey, perhaps giant fish, perhaps turtles, and possibly even crocodilians. But there is an important detail. We don't know exactly what every Titanoboa ate. Nothing moves. The water is almost completely still. Then, a ripple appears. Something enormous is moving beneath the surface. Titanoboa slowly approaches its prey. No warning. Just silence. Then, in a fraction of a second, the giant snake strikes. His jaws grab the prey. His body follows, and massive coils begin wrapping around the struggling animal. The swamp suddenly becomes a battlefield. But one question remains. Why was Titanoboa so enormous? The answer may be hidden in the climate. Snakes are ectothermic animals. Their body temperature depends heavily on the environment around them. And the world Titanoboa lived in was extremely warm. Scientists have suggested that temperatures in its ancient habitat may have averaged around 30 to 34 degrees Celsius. A warmer world could have helped reptiles grow larger. And Titanoboa may have been one of the most extreme examples of that ancient heat. The climate didn't just surround the giant. It may have helped create it. But how do we know any of this? Because Titanoboa left something behind. Bones. In northern Colombia, scientists discovered enormous fossil vertebrae hidden in ancient rocks. At first glance, they looked like ordinary fossils, but they were enormous. Researchers compared them with the vertebrae of living snakes, and the results were astonishing. The bones belonged to a snake far larger than anything alive today. The creature had been gone for tens of millions of years, but its bones were still there. For millions of years, Titanoboa ruled its warm, ancient environment. But nothing lasts forever. The climate changed, the ecosystem changed, and eventually Titanoboa disappeared. The giant was gone. Today, we have no 12-meter snake moving through the rivers of South America. No prehistoric giant hiding beneath the surface. Only fossils remain. But those fossils tell us something extraordinary. The history of our planet was once filled with animals far stranger and far larger than most of us could imagine. Today, the green anaconda is one of the largest snakes alive. But Titanoboa belonged to another world. A world of hot forests, warm rivers, giant turtles, massive crocodilians, and a snake nearly 13 meters long. It wasn't a monster from a movie. It wasn't a myth. It was real. And for millions of years, it moved silently through the ancient waters of South America. Titanoboa is gone, but its story remains buried in the rocks. And perhaps that's what makes it so fascinating. Because the most terrifying creatures aren't always creatures we have to discover. Sometimes, they are creatures that lived here long before us.